Okay, let's take a look at this example or this position, which is actually from a game by Willian Steinitz, who was a first world champion in chess back in the 19th century. So this is a very, very interesting position. And now, if we examine the critical elements on the position here, in the position, I think you can very quickly see that the rook and the queen are threatening a potential checkmate here on h2. And the only thing that's preventing this checkmate right now is this bishop, which is protecting the pawn on h2. Now, I want you to take a look. So we have the bishop here. I want to take a look. I recreated the same position, but, without the bishop here. Okay, so now try to figure out what would be the best move. You can even pause the video quickly, try to find the best move, and let's talk about it. Okay, hopefully you saw that this bishop is basically pinned to the king. So now we can easily deliver the checkmate, right? Because it cannot move. It cannot move away from protecting the king. It will be an illegal move. So I think without the bishop, it's very obvious what would be the best move. If we take a look back and we say, okay, you need to find a way. You need to have this ability to visualize. Let's call it an X-ray vision, right? Of when you have, especially when you have something like a rook or a queen facing the king, you should look at the possibilities of what happens if you clear a piece, move a piece, clear the file, and so on. So let's say thinking backwards, what would be a great way to move the bishop so we can clear the file for pinning the bishop so we can deliver the checkmate. And I think one of the most obvious moves that you would take a look is capturing this pawn with a check, which is a very forcing move. We always want to take a look at checks, capture threats, very forcing moves, and see how it can use it. And this is, I think, one of the most obvious moves here, at least to examine. In this case, because it's a very strong move, it's a very forcing move, it also clears the file for the rook to pin the bishop. Now, if you try to calculate it, if white captures the bishop, then we can just deliver the checkmate. Now, if white sees the threat, right, and let's say decides to move the queen to e2, it decides to just move the king to h1 instead of capturing the bishop, then we can basically capture a piece here, the bishop, which cannot be captured back because this pawn is pinned to the king, and if white captures the rook, we can capture back, and still, because of the rook on h8, the pawn is going to be pinned and won't be able to capture back. So in either way, we are either going to win a piece. We're either going to win a piece by checking the king, or we're actually going to checkmate, which, both of them are fantastic results. And therefore, this move right here, checking the king, is the best move. And the important elements that you should have seen is, the great position of the queen and the rook against the white king. The fact that this bishop is the only protector against delivering checkmate by black, and that it could be, once it's cleared this file, it could be pinned, and the fact that you have this very forcing move, which creates this amazing opportunity to basically win the game.